Alright, so I'm officially making my first YouTube video because some people out there pissed me off. And I think I need to say something because we're all on the same team, and yeah, this whole he said, she said bullshit's gotta go. Basically, what I'm talking about is this whole feud that's going on between all these different conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theory debunkers and blah 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 blah. Um, Alex Jones, Peter Joseph, all these other conspiracy nuts that are just at each other's throats about the specifics and the details and the it's like, man, you guys are all working towards the same thing. You've all got the same goals. You just need to stand back, have an unbiased opinion of each other's points of view, and really take a look at what's going on. I mean, Alex Jones, man, I love you. You put out some great documentaries. I have watched pretty much every single one of them. I haven't had a chance to research all of the information in all of them, but most of the research that I have done has been factual. I mean, this guy's telling the truth about a lot of this stuff. Um, but the problem, Alex, and what I don't understand. I mean, you have to take a look at your image in the public, man. I mean, you want people to listen to you, and you want people to take you seriously when, for one thing, people already don't take you seriously right off the bat because you're a conspiracy theorist. You and I both know people are programmed with the slide effect. They hear the word conspiracy and it just slides right out of their brain. They just don't even. It's ridiculous. They don't even care. It's like their brain just turns off as soon as it comes to anything having to do with conspiracies. So, right off the bat, anybody that's listening to you thinks you're a nut. Now, then I look at, I mean, I watched the interview that you did with Peter Joseph just a few days ago. I watched it here, and man, you didn't even let the guy get two words in. You're ripping his head off about this and going off on a rant about that, and I mean, absolutely losing your mind on this guy. And I mean, this is a fairly soft spoken, definitely an intellectual type of guy, and it's just no way to communicate with people, man. You gotta, I mean, you want people to take you seriously when you're a raving lunatic half the time. I mean, man, I really respect what you do. I really think that you're trying to get a good point across, and you're really trying to get the word out there for something that really needs to be exposed. Because, man, you're right. I mean, this new world order crap it's exactly that. It's crap. The way that I mean, I think that the world needs to change, but what these guys are trying to do is just not the answer. But you bashing every single other solution under the sun just because it's maybe not in line with your dead set religious beliefs. I mean, I can definitely see a lot of that in your broadcasting. I'm not a religious person myself, but I mean, you do what you do. That's totally fine. But I don't see any real merit in it. I mean, for you to say that the Venus Project, for example, is inherently bad because it has some aspects of socialism involved with it. Yes, I look at it and you see everybody is equal. Everybody is has the same access to the same resources, the same ability to live their life uninhibited. But the main difference between every socialist or communist or fascist state that's been in power thus far has that power structure. It has that monetary structure that sets the people that are on top apart from the people that are down below. It's like equality for everybody except the people up on top. And I get what you're saying, man. That's complete bullshit. That's not the way that it should be. But you can't just write off the Venus Project based on them wanting everybody to have access to the same of everything. It really makes sense if you think about it. I mean, rather than having a group of politicians who have policies and vote on legislations to change things and this and that and this and that. I mean, if you really take a look at democracy, man, democracy is probably one of the worst forms of government ever, because somebody always loses. Sure, it's majority rules, but let's say you've got 51% majority. That means 49% of the people gotta suck it up and deal with it. That's no way to live, man. Think about it. I mean, when it comes to the problems that are really inherent with today's society, a lot of that could be gotten rid of simply by providing the basic necessities of life for people to live on this planet. I mean, if you need a loaf of bread and you're too lazy to go to work, or you just can't find work, or nobody will hire you because you look like a bum and don't want to take a shower, you're right, man. In today's monetary based society, idle hands are the work of the devil, man. They're gonna get into something because they need to survive. You know, if somebody can't afford to go out and buy a loaf of bread to feed their family, they're gonna find another way to get it. And you know as well as I do that it's not going to be a legal way of getting that loaf of bread. Whereas if everybody had the same access to go and get that loaf of bread whenever they needed to, there would be no real value to that bread for one specific individual person on the planet. Everybody would be able to go and eat as much bread as they want, get as much sustenance as they need, without having to pay somebody for it, or without having to give away their livelihood to a company just to get a paycheck so they can survive. I mean, it's not. I mean, you hear the word eradication and you just go ballistic on the guy. I mean, he's not saying that we're going to eradicate the farmers and we're going to eradicate you from owning your own business and doing what you want to do. If you really look at the fundamentals behind it, let's say, for example, you want to be a hot dog vendor. Okay, well, in today's society, if you want to be a hot dog vendor, you got to go to the bank and ask for a loan to buy a hot dog cart. You got to put together a whole business plan, go to the bank. If the bank says, yeah, okay, we think your hot dog cart looks good and looks like it'll make some money, we'll give you a loan for your hot dog cart. Okay, so you take your loan, you go and buy a hot dog cart. Let's say you're selling hot dogs for 6-8 months and things just aren't going that great. And, you know, like, let's say the weather's been really shitty and nobody's been coming out and buying your hot dogs, and all of a sudden you can't make a payment on your loan. Well, now you've got your bank repossessing your hot dog cart, and you're out money, interest that shouldn't even exist to begin with, and you're stuck not being a hot dog vendor because you couldn't bloody afford to do it. I mean, and who's to say that the bank's even going to approve you for the loan in the first place? Let's say you want to be a hot dog vendor, and the bank says, well, you know what, there's 5 other hot dog vendors in this city. I don't think you're going to make any money, so we're not going to give you the loan. Well, you know what, man, in a resource-based society, if you take a look at it, you want to run a hot dog cart, go down to the depot, get the best hot dog cart known to man, because people who have come before you that had a hot dog cart said, oh, the best hot dog cart in the world should have this and 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 this, and then they build a bunch of them like that, so everybody has the best one that's never going to break down and never going to need repairs and never going to cost you any money to fix, because it doesn't need to be fixed. It's designed to last. Then you go and you get a bunch of hot dogs. You start standing out on a street corner and saying, hey, I try my hot dogs. I make the best hot dogs in town. You're giving hot dogs away for free. You want it to be a hot dog vendor? Guess what, man? You're a hot dog vendor, and you don't have to worry about, oh no, it's raining today. How am I going to pay my bills because nobody's going to come and buy my hot dogs today? You don't have to worry about that. You can just sell your hot dogs and make your hot dogs for the love of making hot dogs. It's like me. I'm a musician. I play guitar, I play drums, I sing, and I do. I mean, you're sitting here worrying where's the ambition going to come from. You know what? I work a full time job so that I can put a roof over my head and put food in my stomach. I'm a slave to the monetary system, just like everybody else, just like Alex Jones, just like Peter Joseph, just like all the rest of these people that everybody bashes for, oh, you're just trying to make money. Well, you know what? It's what we have to do in this system that we're in. All of you that want to bash Alex Jones and bash Peter Joseph because they're in this to make money, well, you know what? What do you do on a daily basis? You go out and you make money. It's something that everybody has to do in this world, the way the system is set up right now, for us to live. I mean, if you don't do something to make money, you're going to starve. It's plain and simple. You're not going to have a house, you're not going to have a car, you're not going to have anything if you're not making money. So where the motivation factor comes in, for me with my music, I work 8 hours a day and I come home and I still play my guitar. I'll still pick up my guitar for an hour and I'll just play because I love to play. I love to create. I love to write. And you know what? If I didn't have to go to work for 8 hours a day, I could play guitar a whole hell of a lot more. And you know what? I could write a lot more music. I could just produce my art to the fullest of its potential because there's nothing else inhibiting me. There's nothing saying, no, I can't play my guitar right now because I have to go to work and I have to make money and I have to get a paycheck so I can live. There's nothing like that in a resource-based society. If you want to be an artist, go be an artist. If you want to, I don't know, be a scientist. You're wondering, oh, who's going to decide where all the resources go and you know, who's going to distribute everything? Well, you know what? There are people in this world that are naturally good with science. There are people that naturally love doing science. They're naturally inquisitive. They're naturally wanting to use the scientific method to find a better way to make things work. There's people that just naturally do that. And if you think about that as well, think about all the people that are brilliant but couldn't afford to go to college. So now they don't have the relevant education to get into a scientific field. Well, you know what? What if that person had one of the best ideas that could change the face of the earth and nobody will listen to them because they're not accredited and they can't get funding to do their research? I mean, just think about that for a second. If everybody had the option to pursue whatever it is they really wanted to pursue, think about the technology that would be advance so quickly because there's no restrictions. I mean, if you want to make a faster computer, research making a faster computer. You don't need to worry about who's going to get this technology out there faster because you're working with thousands of other scientists who are all trying to make a faster computer. And when you say, hey, I got this idea and I think it might work, the other 1,000 scientists can say, wow, that is a really good idea. Let's build on this and this and this and this and this. And look, now it's even 10 times better. So now instead of just having something that one person created, you got something that 1,000 people created and it's 1,000 times better. And you don't, it cuts down on waste. It cuts down on waste of resources. I mean, the waste of resources with planned obsolescence and all this crap that goes on today, it just boggles my mind. It's like, why? Why do we need to do this? Why can't we have a cell phone that lasts a lifetime, that does everything you could ever want a cell phone to do? Why not? Never needs repair, is easily upgradable. Why not? You know why? Because nobody would make any money off of it. If you sold these cell phones to people, you would be out of business so bloody fast because in a couple years, once everybody's bought your cell phone, it never needs to be fixed. It never needs to be replaced. You're out of business. You can't sell any more cell phones because nobody else will buy them because they all have the perfect cell phone. Well, what kind of incentive does that give? I mean, you just take a look at the marketplace. What incentive is there in the marketplace to create the absolute best of every product that we have? What incentive is there? Because if you create the absolute best, and it's been proven with many different products in the past, many different companies in the past that built their products too good. They built their products too bloody good.